Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and today with me I have Mary Cheney with VOIP Supply to go over with you guys the top 5 VOIP phones of 2022 from VOIP Supply. So first and foremost, Mary, thank you so much for being here today with me.
Prince, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yep, I'm so glad to get you back on the channel because it's been a while, I think, since we've done a video.
I know, but I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So, before we hop into the top 5 VOIP phones of 2022 featuring VOIP Supply, can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself really quick?
Sure. I am Mary Cheney, and I'm the marketing manager at VOIP Supply, and I head up the marketing department.
Awesome, awesome. For those of you who are watching who don't know, if you've seen the channel, then you've probably seen that we've done a lot of unboxings of a lot of different IP phones, headsets, and Mary Cheney is the wonderful person that sends us those phones our way to unbox and review for you guys. So thank you, Mary, for the support from you and VOIP Supply.
Of course.
So, before we hop into the actual top 5 phones, can you just quickly tell the viewers who VOIP Supply is, what you guys do?
We are VOIP Supply, and we've been around since 2002, and we sell everything that you would need for VOIP. It's our slogan, it's our tagline, and it's true. I think what makes us stand out is the fact that we have a sales team that some of them have been with the company for more than 15 years, and having that extensive knowledge base behind our sales team, I think really is a differentiator for us. We also have an extremely responsive team in general. So I think those are things that really make us stand out from the rest.
Awesome. And while we're on that subject, you guys, after me and Mary go through the top 5 VOIP phones for 2022 from VOIP Supply, below this video will be links directly to VOIP Supply for each and every one of the phones that we talk about in case you want to see pricing, you want to also see technical specs and just learn more about that phone. And of course, as Mary mentioned, you can talk directly with them and one of their experts who will help you figure out if the phone is compatible with the platform you're looking for, and if not, they'll let you know what other things they carry, all things VOIP, that are also compatible with the system that you either have or that you're looking to adopt. So without further ado, Mary, let's jump into it. Number 5 on the top 5 VOIP phones for 2022 is the Grandstream GXP 2170. And I've got some questions for you on each one of these phones as we go down the list. So my first question is, what key features or functions does this phone have that you guys feel has put this on the list in the number 5 spot?
Yeah, I think it's a very user-friendly phone, and that's what has made the list, and it continues to make our top 5 list year after year.
Cool, cool. What are some sectors or what specific industries have you found that this phone is favored most in, or who adopts this the most?
Yeah, so most recently when we looked at our data, we were really seeing a lot of SMB and schools adopt this phone, but we were also seeing some franchises actually adopt this model of phone, again, because of its ease of use and compatibility with so many platforms.
Awesome. And then my final question for the Grandstream GXP 2170, which platforms, either VOIP service providers or I guess we'll say hybrid or on-premise PBXs, have you seen are most popular with this phone?
Yeah, so we've seen our partners and customers deploy this on Metaswitch, BroadSoft, SkySwitch, and 3CX.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So jumping into number 4, we've got the Fanvil X4U. Now I know this one's kind of sort of like the X5U because I remember that's always been a fan favorite even in our office for a while. So can you briefly tell me a little bit about what top features or functionality this phone has that have made it make this list on the number 4 spot?
Yeah, so I think for this one, the price of this phone for what you get makes it really appealing for a lot of customers.
Okay, what's that approximate price normally? Just ballpark.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yep, I'm putting you on the spot.
Good thing I've got my handy dandy computer.
God bless the internet.
Man!
I'm just curious for the viewers. Because I know those Fanvils, they always, it seems like all of them, for what they offer, have a really good price point, but I'm just curious.
So if you go to our website right now, the price that you're going to see is around $105.
That's pretty good.
As we talked about, our experts that you can talk to, if you have an opportunity or you're working with, provider, reach out to them, talk to them. But what you see is advertised, there are opportunities to talk about pricing.
Awesome. Awesome. What industries or specific sectors have you found most favor this phone, the X4U?
Yeah, so similar, just because of the, I guess, level of phone that this is. So it's a lot of SMB. We do see this deployed in schools. We've seen this deployed in warehouses, in places where they might get a little bit of wear and tear. But again, that fits that price point, which makes it a little bit reasonable to be in situations like that.
Gotcha. Meaning if you got to replace it, it's not going to piss off accounting too badly.
Right, exactly.
So, gotcha. And then my last question in relation to the Fanvil X4U, which platforms or hosted phone service providers have you found this phone is most popular with?
Yeah, so we have partners using this on 3CX. We've got Metaswitch, and another one is Yeastar.
Awesome. All right. Moving on to number 3, and you know how much I love Yealink. Number 3 is the Yealink T46U. Can you tell me a little bit about what puts this phone on the number 3 list? Why is it that popular?
I think, as excited as you are there, the people really just love the Yealink brand. They love the product. It's, again, user-friendly. They have some really great features that are available. It's also very easy to customize.
Yeah, and you mentioned that. I just realized, I remember when I first started seeing the T46U, I had some clients that had consulted with us that actually deployed it, and they were able to find a way to put like their company logo like on the background or something like that, and almost like personalize it to the company. So, which was kind of cool.
It is very cool. Yeah. And you can do those through a lot of the manufacturers have those interfaces that allows you to go into and program those phones so that they are customizable and you can have your own logos and whatever you want on them.
So in the previous year, which sectors or specific business industries have you seen like the Yealink T46U the most?
A lot of schools. We see Yealink deployed in a lot of the education market. That seems to be a very big sweet spot.
Okay. All right. And then my final question in relation to the Yealink T46U, which platforms or service providers have you found favor this phone the most?
Yeah, so the BroadSoft platform by far is probably one of the biggest. And then you've got Metaswitch, 3CX. Those are some of the others that we see these phones deployed on.
All right. Number 2 comes in as the Poly VVX450. And this one, it's kind of an inside joke here at our office. We call this one the king of the virtual receptionist phone. It's like the gatekeeper phone, meaning it's pretty much like the receptionist preferred IP phone is at least what we've seen for the clients that we've worked with. But I want to find out from you guys at VOIP Supply, what is the main features or reasons that you believe this one is number 2 on the list, the Poly VVX450?
So I'll say this, I guess, in a broad sense with Poly phones, the ease of use, the sound quality that you can get out of their phones, and even just the reliability of their phones, I would say by far is the best, which is why they're on the top of the list.
Gotcha. So over the previous year, what industries and sectors have you seen have adopted this phone the most and why?
Yeah, well, I think you said it a little bit. It's that receptionist, the gatekeeper phone. So this one, I wouldn't say is the volume phone, but it's definitely that phone that, an executive might have on their desk. It has all the bells and whistles. It's a great phone. So it's more for that higher level executive, although the price point is right. So if you wanted to treat your employees and get them a really awesome phone, that would probably be a great choice.
Get them a VVX450 for Christmas for the
there you go.
for the holidays.
Stocking stuffers.
Everybody wins. They get a great IP phone for a Christmas gift, and the business gets a great tax write-off.
There you go.
So and I think I already know the answer to this question. My final question for the VVX450. Which platforms or service providers have you seen this deployed on the most? And before you answer, I was going to say like all of them, at least that we've seen.
So it is. That has been a very big focal point, I think, for Poly over the years, is just making sure their phones are compatible with virtually everybody. We can name some. We can say Nextiva, Ring Central, BroadSoft, 3CX, 8x8. The list goes on. And I did want to highlight, they do have interoperability and compatibility online chart that you can access right on their website. And it'll actually go through and tell you, what's certified across all of their lines. And because their portfolio is so large, that link is something that we use all the time just because they do change quite frequently.
Cool. All right. coming in as number one, I should have already known. This is the phone of legend, the Poly VVX 250. I feel like this phone has been like the number one phone on every list for what? Like how many years? 4
Probably
years?
at
3?
least 3. Yeah, 3
to
solid
4 years
years
strong. Why do you think that this phone is number one? What features, function, or should we say seniority makes this phone number one in your opinion?
The price of what you're getting for this phone, I think, makes it stand out against the rest. I really, truly believe that. I think you're getting a lot for what this phone can do for you. The HD audio on it, the amount of headsets that you can connect to it. I mean, they've really worked to make sure that this thing was compatible across the board with not only the platforms, but even the products the additional accessories that people are working with. So it's a really versatile phone, and I think that's why it makes the number one spot year after year.
Yep, year after year. So, question number 2 for you. What industries have you found adopt the 250 the most and why?
Yeah, I think this is really popular in retail. This is a very, very popular phone in retail. But the other area that we obviously saw boom is that home office. And that's, given our current situation, but this phone was really adopted for that home office, that hybrid work environment. Again, speaking to the cost of what you're getting, I think it allowed businesses to make sure that their employees had everything that they needed to work from home and have those quality conversations and calls on something that was that they were familiar with too, being in the office from home.
I think the other thing too with the VVX 250 is the footprint, because compared to a lot of other phones that pack that much features into it, it really is like a tiny little thing compared to other ones that would be bigger that have that have similar or less features or whatnot. So
Yep. Yeah. No one likes clutter on their desk these days.
Yeah.
So.
Especially not in the home office.
Especially not. Exactly.
So last question in regards to the VVX 250, what platforms or service providers have you seen adopt this phone and why the most?
Again, I think we kind of covered this a little bit with the 450, but I mean, since this is deployed so often, but you've got BroadSoft, your Ring Centrals, the Nextivas, the 8x8, Broad Voice, the list goes on. And I know, there's been certifications with Zoom now, so that's a big one. So, and I know that they're working on other certifications for other phones too. So,
and plus this was like, because I remember, well, I think it still is, but this was like the VVX 250 was like the free phone that a lot of the providers, like your Nextivas, your Vonages, your who else, I think even GoTo does the free phone. I think OnSip, it was like the free phone that most of the big hosted VoIP providers would just give to you in an agreement. So I think it was free for the customer, but it was also kind of sort of free advertising for Poly to make the 250 the stuff of legend. So I guess everybody wins.
Yeah. So. I mean, they were very smart to put that phone out there and let people try it out, and it worked out for them.
Yeah. So, Mary, before I let you go, I want to ask you one question. What would you like to say to any viewers that are watching this video right now that are in the market for phone equipment or anything like that, like all things VoIP? What would you like to say at VoIP Supply in regards to just how you guys could help?
Yeah, I think we touched upon this a little bit when we started this. Because there are so many platforms and different equipment that may or may not work with those platforms and service providers, it's really, really, really important to make sure that you're working with a partner that is authorized with the manufacturers and those service providers. They're going to help you ensure that you're purchasing the right devices, that those are compatible. Third-party sites are spun up all the time and they may not know the ins and outs. As plug and play as VoIP can be, it can get complex if you just go buy something from somebody and then those shops close down, or, you're dealing with somebody that you can't get a hold of. You also have to be careful because sometimes the manufacturers actually will not honor support or warranty on those devices. So if you're purchasing them from an unauthorized party, those MAC IDs that are traced to those phones,
your warranty's void the minute you open it.
They know. And sometimes you will end up paying a premium for support, whereas in a lot of the authorized partners will offer some sort of tier 1 free support just to try to help you. And if they can't, they can at least get you in touch. So, working with VoIP Supply or any other authorized partners, we've got a lot of people out there that we work with that are authorized through us and through these manufacturers. So just make sure you look out for that, especially these days. There's a lot of places out there that you could run into a bad situation if they're not certified and authorized.
And some of them are even scams, especially nowadays going around. I've seen the emails. Some of them I can't tell you how many emails that I've seen where it's somebody who's like, hey, Prince, I found your YouTube channel, but we ordered all this stuff. They don't return our calls. Poly or Yealink or whoever is saying our warranty's void. What do we do? And sadly, I pretty much have to tell them there's nothing you can do. Like you're too far down the rabbit hole. So thanks for throwing that out there to let the people know to look out for themselves.
You're welcome. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, Mary, I really want to thank you for being here and going over the top 5 VoIP phones of 2022 from VoIP Supply. Thank you so much for your time, as always, and your expertise.
Thank you so much, Prince. I really appreciate it. I always love coming on the channel.
Awesome. And we'll definitely have you back here in 2023. For those of you who are watching this video, every phone that we've talked about today in the video, below this video and also in our blog, I'll have a direct link to VoIP Supply's website where you can go and look at tech specs, go and look at pricing. But as Mary stated in the beginning of the video, don't necessarily worry about the price you see if you need more than one, or if you've got a special scenario where you need a bundle or you need other accessories. They'll hook you up depending on what your needs are and what your business situation is. So check out those links. And as always, this is Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.